Thank you. Prashant, I have a question. So how do, so when to use Pandas data frame and when to use Spark data frame?
Okay, so let me show you again, give you some sense on the Spark, different stacks in the Spark doc. You go to Spark documentation and come to API reference page. And this hierarchy is very important. The way they have listed here is super important to understand. If you look at this at the bottom, what is there? Resource management. Resource management is how is the APIs, how Spark manages cluster resources, how it allocates or how it receives cluster resources and all that. So when the Spark development team or the creators of Spark set out to build a Spark, they build this layer first, resource management, and then they build the second layer on top of it using a Spark core. And Spark core is the oldest. Now, if you look at Spark core, you have RDD, broadcast, accumulator, Spark conf, all these things, Spark context, and all these things are part of the Spark core package that was built first. Even Spark 1 was released, or even Spark 0 point something was being developed. So they built these two things in the beginning. We now do not recommend using anything in the Spark cores unless until you have a good reason to use that. Even Databricks do not recommend using anything in the Spark core package unless until you have a good reason to use it. Then they build MLlib on top of it. Then they build Spark streaming on top of it, right? And then they rebuild MLlib using Dataframe based APIs. So this MLlib was RDD based, if you look at this. And this MLlib is Dataframe based. This one is Spark streaming. This one was built using dstream APIs. This one is built on top of RDD APIs. Then they rebuild the entire streaming using structured streaming APIs, this package, right? So this one is for based on the Dataframe API. And then they realize that data scientists are using Pandas a lot. So they start building Pandas API, right? So you will see Pandas API on top of it. And the last and the most recent development is Spark SQL packages. That's what we use, Spark session and all this. So this is how the documentation gives you an indication how Spark evolved, right? So Spark SQL data frame, that is the standard. Pandas APIs was a stopgap arrangement for data scientists in the pre-Spark SQL world. Still, Pandas is very popular with the data scientists. And that's why Pandas API for Spark is also popular amongst the data scientists. They use this a lot. But if you look at the documentation, intention for Databricks from Databricks is to bring everything into the Spark SQL package in the Dataframe APIs and minimize the use of Pandas. They are continuously working on it, but there are still a lot of features that are offered by Pandas APIs or the Pandas Dataframe, which are not still part of the Spark Dataframe. So if you ask me current scenario, Pandas APIs is important, but only not for data engineering, mostly for data scientists or data analysts who want to draw different types of plots and slice and dice data using Pandas APIs on top of it. So that's where it is.
Thank you, sir.